Death, this central topic of all religions, has for a long time now been attracting the attention of not just the theologians. For 30 years or more, a special branch of research called thanatology has also been concerned with dying. Thousands of cases have been investigated all the world over in recent decades, in which people who stood at the threshold of death have again returned to physical life. Many of these people have told of strange happenings.
I suddenly found myself floating in midair and realized that I was doing so naturally. And then came the tunnel, then darkness, and I became very frightened. What would happen now? Was everything now over? And suddenly there was light, and the light radiated a certain warmth and love that somehow simply attracted one. You can't really describe it. The one thing that was oppressing me deeply at the time was seeing my mother sitting by the bedside, weeping. But the light attracted me so very intensely, along with the love. And all at once I saw in the light my father. I was totally confused, because I thought to myself, why my father? He's already dead. So how can my father be here now? And my father stretched out his hand to me as though he was saying, come, I'll help you. And that became a difficult decision for me. I longed so much to go to my father because the condition, the love, the security, they were unearthly, out of this world. But then on the other hand, I saw my mother again, sitting by the bedside. And I thought to myself, of course you can't just leave her there alone. I can't say how long that lasted, but suddenly my father's hand was withdrawn again. And then I knew, now it's over. I was already aware that if I'd taken the hand, I could no longer have returned. But as the hand disappeared, I came back very quickly into my body. I immediately felt the pains again. I can tell you, this experience is now engraved within me for my entire life.
In
1975, I had a car accident which left me unconscious. Men laid my lifeless body at the roadside, but I was alive. I felt as if I were in a light, complete body. Though I felt all right, I noticed that I was hovering over the scene. I was rather far away, but I could still hear and see what happened at the scene of this accident. And my little boy, who had been with me in the car, stood there weeping bitterly over me. Though I wanted to be by him, I couldn't get near enough. It was only when my body was pushed into the ambulance and they sat Frank next to it that I then got inside with him. And then I couldn't understand why he only looked at my lifeless body, crying ceaselessly. After all, I was there. I was alive, felt well, and had also come near to him quite consciously in order to console him. But he wasn't aware of it.
Das bekümmerte mich.
Are such experiences fantasies? Subjective impressions, more of a dream? The research went into these statements with scientific precision and compared thousands of such near-death experiences. Those involved had the feeling of being drawn through a long, dark tunnel until they at last found themselves outside their body. An indescribable, brilliant light, more radiant than anything imaginable on Earth, belonged also to this experience. The research findings were astounding. That at death, every human being, regardless of religion, age, education or culture, experienced a similar transition. Many people also told of having been received by dead relatives or friends, whose bodily appearance or age, however, were indeterminate. Moreover, all those telling of near-death experiences agreed on one thing: it radically changed their life.
This experience has really changed the rest of my life. For one thing, I had always sought the answer to the question of what it is that lives on when the body is dead. I have since found the answer to this. Besides this, I have also changed my mind about the donation of bodily organs and have decided that I would neither wish to receive one nor be a donor.
Verändert und mich entschieden, dass ich nichts nehmen und nichts geben will.
Now, after 13 years, I work with coma patients who have simply become stuck in transit, being no longer in this world, nor yet in the beyond. At present, I have a coma patient who's lain in this condition for 5 years, and for 5 years he's not actually been properly spoken with about what to expect if he goes, and that he actually can go if he wishes to. And so I sit with him and play some music, and after some time one can see how relaxed he becomes. And then I narrate my experience. I've worked for 4 months now with this patient, and it's obvious not just to me, but also to his entire family and the nursing staff that he's becoming much calmer and has a more pleasant disposition. So he lies there, sometimes really calm and blissful when I narrate everything to him. And I think one can help him there a lot, so that he's no longer so terrified of dying. He can then look forward sometimes to where he can and may go.